Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing my March 2023 manga haul. Just a heads up, I'm buying less and less manga every week from now, recently. And so from after this video comes out, I'll probably skip to doing this every other month in order for the hauls to be bigger, unless you guys just really want me to do small manga hauls. So I'm going to start off with the newer stuff. So that came out in the month of March. And first off is Crazy Food Truck, Volume 3. This is the last volume needed. That's only a mini 3-part series, so I have that now. Black Clover, Volume 32. Heard a lot of people say this artwork was like awful, like this is a terrible cover. I actually thought it looked really cool, but who knows? Maybe I don't know nothing. Probably, honestly. Next up, we got Shaman King 34 and 35. This is the final big one for Shaman King, so I have now finished reading Shaman King. It was a pretty good read, and I really liked the ending. Next up, we got Fly Me to the Moon, Volume 16. This is easily one of my favorite covers, if not my favorite for Fly Me to the Moon. It just looks so cool. You get a lot more backstory in regards to Tsukasa-chan. Next up, we got Mashal Volume 11. Really loving this cover too. I like the contrast with the reds and the blues and a hat like that shining a little bit of gold there. I like that. Mashal's always good. Really like this volume. Can't wait for 12. Next up we got Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 19. I just finished reading this. I'm not a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen's manga. The story is very strange. The way that they present it, it's like they talk about stuff in a way that you should already know it, even though they don't explain it. Anyways, or maybe I'm just too stupid to understand it, which is, I'm not going to deny it. But this volume was really good. This is definitely and probably my favorite volume so far. The character up here on the front cover, he's the main, for about half the volume, he's kind of the main antagonist. But he was really good, and I liked his role in this story, for sure. And lastly, we have Soul Eater, Volume 10, hardcover. I'm reading this currently, and so I don't have any thoughts on it at the moment, but from what I have read, enjoyed it. Okay, next up are books that have already been released and are not new releases, but I bought them though. So I have the last volume of Silver Spoon that I need, Volume 15. Very excited about that. So now I can read all of Silver Spoon. I also got the first volume of Summertime Rendering, which means now I have the complete series. So I'm very excited to read this eventually. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this year, but I should be getting to it at least by the beginning of next year. So I'm really, really excited for that. I've been hyped about it by a lot of people. Next 2 volumes I got are Astro Lost in Space 1 and 2. I've heard a lot of good things about this miniseries. It's a 5-volume manga miniseries, and I thought, oh, it's only 5 volumes. I've heard raving reviews. It's only 5. It's not much of an investment. $50. It's not that bad. And yeah, one thing I didn't know is that Volume 2 is a chonky boy. Look at that. I know some people don't like the spine thing, but it's whatever. I'm not too picky. As long as my books aren't torn and ripped to shreds and I can flip through them and read them, I'm happy. But that's a big boy though. For I think it was like $7 for that one on Amazon. They had a sale going on for Volume 2. I'm like, that's a lot of reading for $7. That's what I'm talking about. So very excited to read Astro Lost in Space. Now I got a lot of Inuyasha. I have Volume 8, Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, the thud, Volume 13, and Volume 15. Unfortunately, Volume 14 and I believe Volume 17 are unavailable right now. Those are the last 2 I need. As you can see, I don't have 16 or 18 right now, or at least right here, but this is March. At the beginning of April, I bought the last two that I needed, that were available. So the last two I need is volume 14 and volume 16. I'm keeping my eye out for those. It's really funny because I need 2 more volumes of Inuyasha to complete it, and I need 2 more volumes of Vagabond to complete that. Speaking of which, in regards to Vagabond, this month I bought Vagabond Volume 6, Vagabond Volume 10, Vagabond Volume 11, and Vagabond Volume 12. So that's everything that's been released. I believe Volume 4 and 8 are the last two I need to complete Vagabond, and then I'll have the entire series. So I'm really excited to get into Vagabond, because from what I've heard of what the story's about, I watched the Dark Sages video about it when he said he didn't care for it. But from the premise that he gave for it, I was like, dude, this sounds like my type of stuff. I love the sound of this. So I'm a big fan of samurai stuff, legendary warrior type stuff. Love this type of story. So I'm really excited to read Vagabond. All right, y'all. Well, this is what I got for the month of March. If you tell me what you've been collecting recently. If you want to tell me what you got in March, that's cool too. I know us manga collectors, we like to keep lists of what we got. So, yeah, if you want to tell me, I am more than willing to hear you out. I'd love to hear what you got to say, or if your thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen, or Mashal, Find Me in the Moon, Inuyasha, Vagabond. I know I got a lot of summertime rendering people in my last video talking about how great they loved it. Maybe some love for Astra, Lost in Space. And, yeah. So that is my manga haul for March 2023. See ya later.